And we're live. Hello, everybody. Dark Phoenix Gaming here, and welcome to Hearts of Iron 4. And to me live streaming for the first time in a couple of months. I would have liked it to have not taken so long, but real life can be a bit of a bitch sometimes. So, as anyone who's been keeping up with Hearts of Iron 4 knows, the Man the Guns naval expansion released very recently. So, I decided I wanted to do another playthrough of this. It's just sort of kind of a thing that happens with me. Whenever a new expansion comes out, I feel like messing around with it. As you can see there with the continue, I have a United Kingdom game going just on my own time. Just sort of to mess around and get an idea of how things are going and all, for the most part. But we are going to start a brand new campaign here. 1st of January 1936, and as this is a naval focused expansion, I am going to be running with a naval-focused country. As you tend to do, am I right? And what better country to go with, in my mind, than Japan? I considered, like, the United States, or maybe Italy. Or, hell, you could even argue France for a naval playthrough. Or possibly a game as Sweden into fascist Sweden to conquer Norway. All of those were options that I considered, but I ended up ruling them all out for a variety of reasons. And I have actually made an attempt at a run as Japan in the past. This was back very early on in the lifespan of Hearts of Iron 4. I think it was around the release of Together for Victory. I'm not really sure. I did maybe 2 streams with that series, and then it just kind of petered out. But we're going to be doing Japan. And this playthrough right now is 100% vanilla. I thought about adding in a couple of my quality of life mods, but I ended up deciding I wouldn't, and I would just stick with vanilla Japan. But I do have a set of rules for my own playthroughs that I'm going to load up here, which all it really changes is a bunch of random stuff with regards to AI behavior to kind of make things more interesting. So Germany is going to try to restore the Kaiser. France will go communist. South Africa will go communist. India will go communist. Hungary will try to restore Austria-Hungary. Romania is going for Balkan dominance. Nationalist China is going to try the alternate path. Though actually, I'm going to put Nationalist China on random, I think. Other than that, everyone else is random. And in addition, we are going to turn off the historical AI focus. So get ready for some crazy-ass shenanigans to take place here. So without further ado, let's hit play and see where this insanity takes us. Oh man, this is going to be so much fun. I really cannot wait. Nice. And now we are in game. So, first of all, we have a bunch of setup things to do, because of course we do. So the first thing I'm going to need to do is get the garrison set up for all of our little islands and things, because most of Japan's empire at the start of the game is just a bunch of islands. I'll need to get all that set up. But before we do that, let's take care of our research. Which I will start, as I always do, by researching electronic mechanical engineering, basic machine tools, construction 1, and basic infantry, and the basic type of infantry equipment, or heavy machine guns over here. That is going to be what I start out with. Next, we want to swap out our outdated equipment that's being produced for the non-outdated stuff, and the outdated equipment is submarines. Let's swap those over real quick. Speaking of, we've got to assign which fleets our particular ships here are going to be heading off to. I'll just pick at random for the most part. I can change this later if absolutely necessary. And just ferry things around to get them more set up if I have to. But for now, I'll just get them assigned to go somewhere so that I can put it out of my mind. Let's get you guys. He's going there. All of you. There's 2 free dockyards right now. I'm going to set them both to work on the battleships. Let's see, right now we are slightly lacking in rubber. That slightly lacking will go up quite a bit soon enough. Let's see. I need some interwar bombers. Because shocking as it may be, we're not going to be able to get by on just bombing people off of aircraft carriers. That's 13 of 19. There. 19 of 19, of course. Now we need a lot of aluminum. So, we need aluminum. How much is it? 18. I'll trade for 16 with Germany, because we like the Germans. And are probably going to be getting on relatively well for the time being. Rubber, on the other hand, not really a lot we can do for rubber. Wait, we can trade with Siam. We're not exactly going to need to go to war with Siam right away, or really want to for that matter. Next, let's set our national focus. I'm going to go with the historical path of purge the Kadoha faction, which was just take us down the path to the historical thing of going after China and the Pacific colonies of the European powers. That is going to be what we will go for, I think. So... Oh, British Telecom. Hello. Sorry I didn't notice you sooner. That's a little habit of mine where I sometimes forget to check the chat, so if I don't respond for a long time, just bear that in mind. I'm not gone, I just may have forgotten about the chat for a little bit. Anyways, I'll set up my civilian factories after I unpause, so I know what kind of impact my trade is going to be having on that. We have a lot of unassigned divisions that need assigniness. I'll start out with the islands, and just do the thing that I did with the British in my own campaign. No, not that. I'm just going to create a bunch of garrison armies. And they can sit around doing their garrison thing. Though to be perfectly honest, the vast majority of the reason why I'm doing this is to get them to shut up. So you, my friend, can also be a garrison army. Actually, I think I need to do something about mainland Japan and get these guys set up first. Is that everyone over on mainland Japan? I have to double check. Looks like it. Move them down, and that will be the main and Japanese theater here. So these guys, I think, actually need to have a general. Because the thing with my garrison forces is I'm not going to give them a general. Because their purpose is to sit on my island and do nothing for the most part, because until the United States gets involved, I don't expect to be attacked on the islands. But our guys here, we want them to be available to do stuff. For the time being, they can garrison mainland Japan. However, I'm going to pull these Marines out of that. Then I will move them. Let's see, where do I want these guys to hang out? The Marines can also have their own army, because I'm going to start getting a bunch of Marines ready for a naval invasion of southern China, because we all know that war with China is inevitable, so I'll plan for that. Yeah, so they can hang out in Nagasaki. And I'll add some more to them later down the line. "20 divisions, 21. For the time being, I am going to risk not having many divisions on the Soviet border. Even as stupid as that might be. These guys can sit down there with Shanxi or Shanxi. I'm honestly quite terrible at pronouncing Chinese names, and they can get their battle plan start going. there's still another 7 divisions here. And in fact, I am just going to take everyone completely off our border with the Soviets. Which I admit is probably a pretty dumb thing to do. Still going to do it. Alrighty, those two can do that. And you've got that one. Now our unassigned divisions should just be down here in that Japanese theater. God. Unassign them then, and make sure to select Theater 2. I'll rename everything, and the theaters, that is, after we're done over here. Now, you get assigned to that. The 2 of you take that. North Palau, whatever the hell you are. I'm going to say garrison that. Oh, Gypsun 12, hello and welcome. Now, got some more divisions to assign to their garrison duties, where they will accomplish not much of anything. Because this is just so that pop-up will stop bugging me. I don't expect to actually be attacked on these islands, and if I am, it won't be until after the United States has jumped in. You 4. Can take that place. One more dude can live there. And that's all our garrisons assigned. So now we need to start putting some divisions into basic training. And Jib, I'm doing good, actually. I just got off of yesterday playing some Assassin's Creed 2, and let me tell you, the minstrels in that game are the spawn of Satan. Not even kidding. They are pure evil. That is fact. Minstrels are evil. Anyone who tells you otherwise has no idea what they're on about. Let's see. For the time being, 2 of those. What about that would require us to put some more production in. I'll add in some more over here. We're gonna need additional divisions for when we finally go after mainland China. Light tanks. Put it right below all of that, and 5 of those for now. And let's take the opportunity to rename all of this. Colonial Garrison Forces. Home front, because it is the stuff at home as well as the stuff in China, but we all know the Chinese stuff doesn't actually matter. We will give them another marshal. No, just to organize that better. But now, I'm going to save my game real quick, just so if things don't go according to plan, we're in a good position. And this will be LP_Japan_1. Oh, I am so sorry about that, everyone. I completely forgot that I had the number keys mapped to my scene changing for a second. And as to your question about where I live in America. Although I was born in Malaysia, funnily enough, I do live in America. But it's a running joke between me and a couple of friends that the area I live is in the, and I quote, ass end of nowhere. Not kidding about that. It really is totally out in the middle of nowhere. Okay, and now that that's gone over, I can start putting down some military factories so that we can produce our equipment a little better. Hold up, I was not done with my construction yet. I hate those bloody misclicks. God. Get a little closer so I don't click on the ocean by mistake next time around. And now, let's get a handful more dockyards so that I can make some more ships. And a couple of repair services. Once I manage to not misclick every 5 seconds, that is. There we go. Well known and great empire of Belgium. Belgium. I'm not familiar with Belgium. That's the capital of France, right? Sorry, I'm just kidding you. If you're not familiar with... It's a running joke that that Belgium is part of France thing is a running joke that I kind of co-opted from Quill 18 a while ago. And I just throw that in there every now and then just for the hell of it. Don't ask me why. I just do. Okay, we're slightly hurting on aluminum, so... but the amount we need is minuscule enough that I don't really have to go with that. Let's see. Siam is not fulfilling my need for rubber effectively enough. And Brazil can't give me enough, but I'm just going to go with it for now. But let's check out our fleets. We have rather a lot of them at the moment. So, where are you? Right over here, huh? That's a bunch of battleships. Okay. And if anyone who happens to be watching this has any more experience with Hearts of Iron 4 and specifically man the guns than I do and would like to give me some advice on how to organize my navy in a way that makes sense and doesn't suck horribly, then please do so. Because, as I said, I'm very new at this, and in fact, I probably should have mentioned this before, but this, my volume, do you mean the game volume or my commentary? When you say my volume's too loud, are you... Okay, hang on a second. I'll just lower this a bit. Let me know if that's any better. Is that any better? Well, I'm waiting for it. Yeah, no problem. I'm just glad you mentioned it, otherwise I would have no clue. No problem. Let's see, right here we have these guys. I'll send a couple of my fleets over here off to do some naval exercises. Just the 3 of them for now, because obviously as Japan, I am going to have fuel problems. And I don't want to exacerbate said fuel problems. How... What are we looking at for our daily gain? About 1100 right now, so I suppose I could afford to exercise a few more fleets, since we're full up for the time being. Now we're going down. Let's pull a few of our fleets off exercising. Until that's no longer an issue. As I said, I'm kind of new with Man the Gun and this update, so still kind of learning how things are going. Oh, 2.6 a day right now. My rather large submarine fleet there is not going to be able to exercise. That's how things are going right now. $2.3 per day. Right now, massive oil problems. Hey, Venezuela. Actually, screw Venezuela. Romania would be better. And also Venezuela. Would the two of you mind trading me a bit of oil so that I can make myself more damn fuel? And not go bankrupt from a bit of training? That would be real nice, yeah? Let's see, right now my navy is consuming 2.3. And I'm gaining 1.7 a day, so I'll run out in about 2 years, is the current projection they're giving me. Part of the problem is the fact that I have one of my carriers exercising. And if I remember correctly, heavy warships, like capital ships and everything, they take a lot more fuel to operate. And this fleet has a carrier and 2 destroyers operating as well, so I'm gonna pull these guys off their exercises, I think. For the time being. Trading with the great empire of Belgium, else they kill my navy. Yes, Belgium is going to sail all the way from Europe out to the Far East and destroy the entire Japanese fleet, so I'd better trade with them, no doubt. Well, I will probably end up trading with Belgium at some point, because if I remember correctly, they have a lot of rubber. And that's something I will need. Actually, screw it. I can't afford to... Don't underestimate Belgium, they are immortal. Nice. I can't afford to do a bit more training and just do all those fleets right now. And just once the amount of fuel we have in reserve gets really low, or I get closer to the time we're going to start war, I think that I will just end a couple of my training things. But for now, I want to get a few fleets with some combat experience. If possible, I would like 1 or 2 of my fleets here to get up to the point where they are no longer fresh. I want them to level up at least once. But for now, I'm going to kick us up to 4 speed, just so we make some progress and aren't sitting around doing nothing. And, yeah, to be honest, this Jib, the only reason why I'm worrying so much about everything is that it's been a very long time since I have done a campaign as the Japanese, so I'm a little bit inexperienced with playing as Japan. And not counting my campaign as the United Kingdom I have going right now, this is my first foray into the 1.6 patch, because even though I am describing this as a Man the Guns campaign, I haven't actually gotten around to buying the DLC yet. Though, I'm almost certain that I will manage to grab it and get Man the Guns as part of this campaign by the time of my next stream, but it's not in there just yet. Anyways, that's the only reason I'm really worried, because I think the last time I did a proper Japan playthrough was around the time of Together for Victory, and I never actually finished that playthrough. NX all console commands. Nice. Nice. If I was the type of person who cheated all the time, I would be tempted. I really would. But to be honest, the only campaign that I've ever run in any Paradox game where the actual goal was just screwing around with console commands was in CK2, and that's the only time I've really done that. Beyond, like, fixing some stupid things that happened because of AI glitches, I mean. Beyond that. Let's see here. About another month and change before that national focus finishes. Took over France with Belgium. Wow. Now that we've got some time, yes, Germany is of course immediately going for opposing Hitler. Since this is supposed to be restore the Kaiser in Germany, and I set them up to do that. Balkans dominance. Russia's great purging, as always. What's the United States doing? Continuing the New Deal. Okay then. And surprise, surprise, America doesn't like me very much. Lessons of the Great War, South African railways. So other than Germany, no one's really gotten into the really extreme focus things. Is there anything? We will see how crazy this bullshit ends up going, since I have historical focuses off, and I've set a bunch of people to do crazy things. Like South Africa going communist, and France going communist, for example. 5 games since the release of Man the Guns, and Britain went fascist every single playthrough. Really? Interesting. I typically play with the historical focuses on, but honestly, I just wanted to see what kind of crazy messes would result from this kind of setup, so I just went with things being kind of different.